Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. This is the third time I've had to record this video because the audio has been out of sync the last two times, so hopefully this one is good luck. Third time's a charm, right? But this is the surplus rifle. It's a weapon mod. Currently equipped in my character's hands here. It's the M16A2. That's also what the mod title is. It's a surplus rifle M16A2. I don't know why they call it a surplus rifle, but it's a service rifle also from Fallout New Vegas. It's the same kind of weapon model here. It does look quite nice, right? The model here looks nice. We have a medium scope on it. That's just what my medium scope looks like. Big old 60 round large mag. Currently, we have it shooting a semi-auto rate of fire. It's got real nice reload animations. That looks wonderful, right? It's got a real nice pull-out animation as well, right? And obviously all this stuff works in third person as well. So if I was to reload in third person, you get all those high-quality animations in the third person as well, which is wonderful. Right? The gun looks good in third person. Now, you do have to find this weapon on weapon vendors and so on and so forth, or on enemies and stuff, so unfortunately you don't get it like very easily off rip, but there's a lot of customization you can do, or a good amount of customization. I don't know about too much. So the main thing that's really cool about this gun, off rip, is that it has a burst fire receiver. So by default, most of the time it shoots burst fire. So the thing about it though is it has an advanced receiver for semi-auto fire, which does obviously maximum damage. Standard does 96, and then has a burst receiver and an armor-piercing burst receiver, a hardened piercing, and a powerful, but no advanced burst receiver. So it's like you're kind of losing some damage there. I don't know if you want to go with rapid. We'll put the rapid on there just to show off how fast it is. Obviously, we got a lot of different barrels and stuff here too. So we got like a CQB barrel, a carbine barrel. So it depends on if you want your stuff made of polymer or not, I guess, essentially is the deal. So if you put like a long barrel on there, you get that polymer, that black polymer look. You can put like a marksman stock on there, same thing. Now you get all different kinds of mags too. You get these jungle mags, which have really fast reload speed. We'll show that off here. But you also get a 10mm SMG style mag, which is pretty cool. We're also going to throw the reflex sight on there just to show off something different. The reflex sight on this gun is not nice to me because it's not like mounted on the top of like the carry handle that you would have there. I mean, I guess I don't know where you put a reflex sight on an M16, but it just looks weird to me. Obviously, we had the weapon suppressed. It sounds good suppressed. It still sounds meaty and chunky, but we'll make it not suppressed. You get your normal things, your bayonet, compensator, muzzle brake, whatever you want to go through there. But that's not a crazy amount of customization. Obviously, we've made it quite polymer now. We've made it that, you know, plastic marksman stock. That reflex sight, it does line up with the iron sights, and it just gives you a nice clean dot, I guess. And it is burst fire. Now, the burst fire here is really weird. Now that's that jungle mag reload, which I actually just think looks kind of worse. You don't actually use the jungle mags how you'd think you'd use the jungle mags too. Like jungle mags are two taped together magazines, so you'd grab it and you'd flip it, so you could just put another one right in. You essentially have two mags in one, and then every other reload you'd have to take the whole mag out, put a whole new set of taped together magazines together. This just makes the reload faster. The reflex sight, it just bugs me. Like it's just like there's too much of the circle of the sight is occluded where you can't quite see it. But I was mentioning here the burst fire is weird. So if I tap the trigger like that, just give it a little baby tap, as you see in the bottom right hand corner, I am expending one round, even though it is like I think shooting even two. Maybe I can. So you kind of have to like tap and hold, and then you get the full 3-round burst. Tap and hold, 3-round burst. Tap and hold, 3-round burst. So like as much as it has a high rate of fire, you can spam it for sure, right? But if I tap the trigger as fast as I can, I'm not getting those full bursts every time I pull the trigger. Sometimes I'm shooting like one shot because of the weird burst fire mechanism. Obviously, burst fire is something that never existed in base Fallout 4. This is not the first gun I've ever seen use it by any means, but it does kind of work in a weird way. That was 2 rounds, right? That was 3. So you kind of have to... I guess I'll show my finger on the trigger so you guys can get a good look at what I'm dealing with here, but... Like, you have to be chunky and intentional now. Obviously, if you use VATS with this burst fire mode on, it shoots a burst. But so does full auto guns. There's no full auto option either, though. I would like that. I'm not, you know, M16 is kind of like classic in Call of Duty or whatever, as being known as a burst fire gun only, generally. Burst fire or semi-auto, I guess. That's a 2-round burst, right? That's a 2-round burst. Like, it's just a little weird for me. Obviously, some people are going to find more value out of that than others, right? Some people just don't like it. It does greatly reduce the damage too, though, right? Like if you know, go powerful 108, compare that to advanced 169. You know, you do lose some fire rate at advanced, but we're still sitting at 100 here. That's a crazy amount of fire rate. So make that advanced to make it semi-auto. Actually, you know what? We're gonna keep a burst for a second. I do want to show off. There's these stocks with full foregrips and stuff, right? which is kind of a cool thing. So maybe we want a carbine stock with a foregrip. We'll put a carbine barrel on it. We're kind of make it a little bit shorter here because what we're going to do is we're going to put that SMG mag on it. And that greatly reduces the damage, about half-ends it. But it does make it shoot the much cheaper, much more common to find 10mm ammunition and raises that fire rate all up even more. Like I said, though, not super relevant. We'll switch the sight up too. We have this combat sight here, which is like, you know, not a long-range scope necessarily. It is very zoomy, and this is not something I would use here with this. Now, obviously, it sounds different 10mm too, which makes sense. You know, it's shooting a much smaller bullet. But that reload retains. Got some decent recoil, little bounce on that, right? Like, that's the thing about it too, is that burst kind of got bounce. I don't really like the combat sight, to be fair. I would really just literally go iron sights, standard sights, like, or big long scope, like I had early on in the video. But I would make this advanced receiver a semi-auto. 120 rate of fire here on a semi-auto gun is insane, right? Like, as fast as I tap the trigger, one round comes out. I can make this essentially feel like a full auto SMG if I tap the trigger with full abandon. It's full auto now, right? But the point is, you could, at semi-auto with such a high rate of fire, allows you to really kind of go in on it. Now, I think I want advanced receiver. I want a service barrel though, because I would like, and the service stock, because I like wood grain. I like the service thing. Obviously, you want to probably go large magazine. Medium is 30. You could do that fast reload. You could do small, which is 20, and small jungle. But large magazine is the way to go, I think. It does slightly lower your fire rate here, but you're doing significantly more damage per bullet, which is going to come in handy. You can put it suppressed, obviously, muzzle brake, whatever you prefer on there. I just like to hear the sound of the gun loud. And that's most of the customization of the weapon here, but I think it is a good... Obviously, that sounds much chunkier. That semi-auto rate of fire is good, though, too. That's one of the fastest semi-auto fire rates I've seen on a rifle. And we're going to really show off how we can put some damage. Not that we even need that much bullets to kill most things. Real quick here, I'm going to go into my cheat terminal portable here. I am going to spawn in a Deathclaw here real quick, because people love seeing the Deathclaw test. They really do. Is that just a grenade? No, that's a Deathclaw. I mean, that's like 3 shots, and it doesn't even take me that long to shoot 3 shots, right? We'll do it again one more time just to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 shots. I didn't even track how many shots it was because you could just tap them out that quick. You can literally just go. I mean, I've shot like 15 shots. I just reloaded in that like short little burst of time. It's essentially a full auto gun if you got the thing to work for it. Depends on how practiced you guys are with the ability to really rapidly jiggle that finger. I'm really good at it. You don't have to elaborate on that any further. We are going to go test the weapon out in some combat this way. Semi-auto, that's kind of my personal preference, but the burst fire feature is cool. Even though it's got a little bit of bugs, I still think it's very cool. I really like the look of this weapon, obviously with the wood grain all on there. But I'll see you guys when it gets to some combat. Alright, everybody, loading up Zombies Running Arcade mode here. Super duper mark, because why not? We could spawn in, like, the toughest thing I could spawn in this is Super Mutants, but I think we've already showed off how tough things kind of handle it. We'll spawn in some gunners, which can be tough. You can get some high-level gunners and stuff. 2 shots, very high reverb here. That took 3. And I am tapping them out. So like that, the ability to control the rate of fire is important. Like if you were like to rush up on somebody here, being able to do that is very nice. But being able to also slowly tap the fire, especially if you want to put one of those longer range scopes on there, is a benefit, right? But if you want to, that person has a rocket launcher and you're like very afraid, you're like just start shooting rapidly. And then reload animation does look extremely nice. I'll tell you what, it is one of the nicer looking reloads I've ever seen. It does very much look like an M16 though, like from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the OG Modern Warfare. Can't even see that muzzle smoke is a lot though. I do want to mention as a thing that was a whole wave. We got to do a whole other wave. We got to do some third-person shooting. I'll tell you that much for right now. We'll do some third-person shooting. Now, I have downloaded some new third-person mods, so my game might be a little bit weird on this. I mean, I have to mess around with them still before I show those off in a video, but you get a little teaser on it. So we'll kind of sneak around, I guess. We'll do some third-person shooting. I'm not a big fan of this, but it should work just as well. That was 2 shots. This man behind me here. You just can put enough shots down to kill somebody, right? Like, it's very good assault rifle with very high-quality animations. You can see those working in third-person there. It looks very nice. I do think, even in third person, the fact that those animations hold up. I know some of you want me to test power armor. I just don't ever play power armor. 1 shot in the head, dead. Sneak attack critical. Where's this person? They said that, right? right there? That's right there. Yeah, that sergeant took a couple shots, even with sneak attacks. Nice reload animation, though. There's a couple more down here. I don't like the fact that they're over there. I was just over there. Legendary's taking some shots, but I could just spam them in, right? Like, that's that whole wave. I mean, that went really quick. Obviously, if we're going to compare this, because it's a 5.56 gun by default to the regular base game assault rifle, this gun is just better. Like, it does. I wish it had a full auto mode because I'm a lazy piece of shit that just wants to go brrrr, and especially with the really high rate of fire that this gun has, if you made it even faster in full auto, it would be crazy. But it is a good gun. I really like it. It's one of the favorite semi-auto guns I've ever seen, just because you have that ability to really. And to be fair, in Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, in Fallout New Vegas, when I was using the service rifle, when I first got that gun's a full auto gun. I didn't realize that. I thought it was a tap gun. I literally thought you had to. It was a semi-auto rate of fire. And that's kind of just how I shot that gun. And I was like, this gun's really weak because it doesn't do very much damage per bullet. It's really something you're supposed to hold the trigger down on. I just thought it was a semi-auto gun. Because you always hear like NPCs like the NCR going pat, 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 like they're semi-auto firing it. Anyway, this gun, with its semi-auto rate of fire, it's nice looking wood grain. It's very high quality animations, good amount of attachment variety. Is a wonderful gun. You should check out the surplus rifle for yourself, or the M16A2, whatever you want to refer to it as. If you want to check out this mod for yourselves, make sure to check out the top link in the description. They'll link that to the Bethesda.net page or the Nexus mod page. You can download this mod for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. That way you can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be. And I will see you in the next episode.